Hi there, how's everyone doing today? I hope you're all doing well. And if you're watching this channel for the first time, my name's Marianne Hanson. I'm the owner and the counsellor at NU Journeys Counselling, where I provide counselling to couples and to individuals. And I specialise in relationships, stress, depression, and low self-esteem. So one of the things I want to talk about in this video is 5 reasons why some relationships fail. So I just want to add that every relationship is different. So as a relationship counsellor, I don't, talk in terms of every single relationship being the same because, there are people who are unique. Relationships are all hard. They all have their own unique things to them. So no person can really emulate another relationship, and that's one of the mistakes I think some people make as well. They'll look at, say, Jay-Z and Beyonce, or even someone close to them, and they'll say, I want their relationship, I want what they have. So you might see a moment between a couple and think that means they're completely in love, that means their relationship is perfect. We don't see those people 24 hours of the time, so every relationship probably has gone through different struggles. So it's about focusing on your relationship and what you want and how you can make it strong, how you can maintain a positive relationship between you. And some of the reasons why the relationships fall apart, you'll probably be able to relate to when I speak in this video. Please feel free to leave comments. Please feel free to share this video, to like if you like it, and any comments I will respond to. So the first thing that sometimes can make a relationship fall apart is having different goals for the future, finding that you're going in different directions. So you might come together first of all, and there's that synergy, there's that vibe, you've got the chemistry, you're trying to impress each other, you're getting to know each other, it's fun, the sex is good, you communicate brilliantly, and then later down the line, when it's starting to become more of an established relationship, sometimes you can discover that you have completely opposite goals and aspirations. This can also fit in with values as well. If people don't have the talk before they enter into a serious relationship, or even during the dating stage, it can be really difficult then when you discover things that you wish you'd known before, because by that time some people even get to a point where they get married and then there's things they haven't even discussed. Someone might have had has debts, or someone says, if you have a baby, you're going to do all the childcare, you're going to stay at home, I don't want you going out to work. These are all things that really should be discussed before you get into a serious relationship with someone. But definitely, if you have different goals for the future and you have different plans, different aspirations, different values, even sometimes different interests, there's nothing wrong with having different things in your relationship, because you're two individuals, that's natural. But when they are too extreme, what can happen is you can find yourself drifting apart as a couple, because you just have nothing to keep the glue together. You just think completely differently. Your goals are just completely extreme to one another. One person might want something like wants to go and live abroad in the next 12 months. The other person is content where they are. It can cause an issue, and that can lead to, in some cases, the relationship falling apart. Number 2 is the lack of intimacy or lack of a good sex life. What distinguishes a relationship from a friendship, or from, a colleague, or you're someone who you're living with but they're a flatmate, is the intimacy levels. Because if you're in a relationship, that's the only place you're really going to get intimacy and sex. Well, outside of a relationship, you might be someone who's single and can get that from other places. But my point is, why would you be in a relationship and then not have those things? Now, intimacy doesn't have to just mean sex. It can mean affection. It can mean physical intimacy, where you sit together, closeness, proximity to each other. It can mean kisses, hugs, affection. Many people who come for couples counselling will express they knew the relationship was in difficulty because the intimacy levels dropped. There was no more affection, no more kisses, no more hugs. You can normally tell when you're in a relationship that there's a problem when that goes, because many people argue or they have difficulties, but then they still have the sex. The sex has always been there, or even the kisses, the hugs. When that goes, that's a big signal for many people that there's something seriously wrong. So if you know that that's happening in your relationship, as with all of these things, you can take action. You have to make that decision of, what do I do now? Because there's obviously a problem here, rather than waiting until it completely falls apart. Number 3 is seeking external and outside factors to fix your relationship. Now, there's nothing wrong with going for couples counselling. I just want to make that clear. They are professionals. They're there to work with the two of you as a team. But if you're going off and you're talking about the problems you're having with your partner to family, to friends, and you're getting all this advice, and then you're coming back in and it might not serve or benefit the relationship. So it's always good really to talk about the problems that you're having. First of all, talk amongst yourselves. Talk to your partner. Give them the opportunity to know what's wrong so they can fix it. It's good to get professional help, but what I'm talking about here is external factors. Might be just a random person off Facebook giving you advice, your friend who has never approved of the relationship giving you advice, your mother-in-law, your mum, who they're going to be biased towards you, so they're never ever going to really, some parents are, can sometimes be neutral, but in most cases they won't, because it's natural for them to take your side, but also you're the one talking to them, so they're going to just hear your side of things. Sometimes it's best to, if you need to communicate and you need to offload, it is good sometimes to go to a counsellor, but then in other cases maybe to write things down. But when it comes to the issue, if you want it resolved, you have to go to the source of the problem. Talking to your friend is not going to help fix what's wrong with your partner if there's a problem there. Talking to your partner about it might fix it, because they'll listen and then they'll decide if they want to change or not. Your friend can't make them change. So to me, it's almost like a pointless discussion. You're offloading, you might feel good, but you're not getting anything at the end of it, because it's not solving the problem. Number 4 issue that lots of couples make is to sweep problems under the carpet, because they have a fear, if I keep raising this, if we talk about this, it's not going to get resolved. If someone has had an affair, or if someone has done something that has affected the relationship and caused a problem, sweeping it under the carpet initially might sound good, because it means we don't have to talk about this, that's it, I'll take you back, but let's never mention it again. It would be good in the short term, but in the long term it won't, because we're all curious human beings. We want to know why something's happened. We want to know why so that we can fix it. We want to know why so that we can understand it. And we want to know why because we don't want it to have, for us to feel insecure as people. So sweeping stuff under the carpet just means that you are not addressing it, and it will come up later. It will either come up in behaviour, it will come up when you least expect it unconsciously. When you see your partner talking to a stranger, your thoughts might be, are they taking their number? Are they going to have another affair? Rather than you just working through the problem at the time. So that's something that can really cause problems later, because you just can't get over what's happened. And the reason you can't get over it is because you've not explored or worked through it. And the 5th thing is constant nagging, bickering or belittling someone. No one wants to feel like they can't do anything right. The end result will normally be that they'll seek validation elsewhere. Sometimes what we can do is, when we're about to say something to someone, we can stop ourselves and think, how would I feel if this person was saying this to me? It's not always what you say, it's how you say it. But you're not when in a relationship, the worst thing I feel, the worst thing that bothers me is if someone is acting like they're my dad. I usually say I've had a dad, he's not alive anymore, but you don't need to take that level of control or authority over me. Like, you can advise me, but you're my partner, so I want us to be on an equal level. You need to trust me enough to let me make my own decisions. And you also need to communicate with me on that level where we're partners. I'm not your daughter, so I don't want you to talk to me like that. And the same as with women, if we talk to men like they're our sons, when we're making their lunch for them, telling them what they should eat, telling them what they should watch, telling them what they should wear, telling them where they should put their feet, telling them where they should put the toothpaste, telling them where they should pack the shopping away, tell them how to pack the shopping away, what shelf, we've probably all been guilty of this. I've been guilty of that sometimes. But we need to just check ourselves, because no, it's just going to get on someone's nerves. They're either going to seek someone else outside of the relationship that gives them what they need, that validation, that attention, that love, that support, or they're just going to get up and leave. And it does happen. And you could be in a marriage or a long-term relationship, and all of a sudden that person will just leave, and you're going to be sat there thinking, why have they left? Was it something I did? Blah, blah, blah. But it will be a culmination of the fact that you're constantly nagging and going on and on and on and complaining. We can choose to be alone as human beings, and we can find peace, or we can feel lonely. But when we choose and invite someone into our life, we don't need the drama. And so when that person is then bringing things that are going to make you feel worse than when you were on your own, you're going to just think, is it worth it? Is it worth being around this person if all they ever do is complain, moan, shout at me, bicker at me, talk down to me? Well, most people are going to say no. Eventually they're going to say, I've had enough. So they're 5 things that can have an effect on relationships falling apart or not. There's plenty of other things. I've done lots of videos already on cheating and on other stuff. But they're just a few that I think are quite common and that I've experienced when I've worked with couples. So if you want to find out more about what I do, you can head on over to my Facebook page, NU Journeys Counselling. There's plenty of information on there, or you can leave me a message on here if you want to make a counselling inquiry. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you all again soon. Don't forget to like, comment, and to share this video, and please subscribe if you feel you want more content like this. Thanks for watching. Bye.